folks. This is not going to turn out exactly how I expected it to. I'm out of uniform today because I'm doing this life condition that I must do and perform 4 times daily to just stay alive. A lot of people think my 88 audits are just going out there like the rest of these auditors and stuff. I even had an auditor today yesterday he unsubscribed to my channel thinking that I'm just another auditor trying to get attention to my channel. Well, my audits are based on attention. They're based on severity of life-sustaining situations under American Disabilities Act. And it's based on my life as well as those that I speak up for, which this video will clearly show that when I'm out doing my audits is based upon my life. My bedroom here is turned into a hospital room so that I do not have to live in the hospital. I just came home from the hospital again, and I'm going to demonstrate my daily life around the clock at home. Normally I have a nurse, RN, that perform these tasks. I myself, I am a LVN and a step away from being a practitioner myself. I am licensed to perform these tasks. However, I'm all too tired and not coherent enough to perform these tasks. However, I do not wish for my LVNs to be exposed and for people to see them do the work that is done on me. But I want the world to see that my channel is not a fraud, because Kern County Transparency, evidently speaking with law enforcement, believe that it is, instead of them being a true channel of activism. They've sided with law enforcement against me to try and say or implicate that my life sustaining procedures and everything are not legitimately true, which I'm going to show and prove today before the world that it is. And I even have a PICC line IV going to my heart that must be fed and tended to 4 times a day, which will be displayed here. And I am on life-sustaining oxygen with oxygen refilling machines and stuff here in my own home to sustain my livelihood with my oxygen nebulizing machine, oxygen machine, even all the way down to my I forgot what they even called this one. I have to put on a little mask to even have the nebulizer itself, along with humidifiers and everything else, pulse ox, and it goes all into the defibrillators and all of that stuff. But before I go any further, this is based upon time, and I have to get started because I'm already running like an hour and a half behind schedule just setting up all this stuff. So without further ado, let me go ahead on and get started here while the world watches. United States Chaplain Dr. Arthur Gray III at work here, which I will, if I can get to him before this is over, I will present my credentials to show that I am who I say I am to the world, not like a lot of these other times out here claiming to be who they are, and they're not really who they say they are. As with all procedures dealing with this type of stuff, it is sterile. Let's make sure I stay established here. Keep this sterile barrier here going. You always want to clean these things here for at least 10 seconds, even though it comes with the alcohol filled top and it has a saline flush followed by a heparin push to keep this PICC line that is going directly to my heart open and clear at all times, because I have a history of pulmonary embolisms, commonly known as PEs, which are blood clots that are known to go to the heart, the brain, and cause strokes and other nasty things, which I've had before. And I have a green coat filter in to prevent now, but they still often sometimes slips through. So I want to make sure you get all the air bubbles out of these lines before you start pushing, your fluids through. Because, too much air can cause a embolism to the heart too. The air bubble can kill you. It takes at least, full syringe, to cause any major damage. But, anything can happen. Always make sure if there's no air in that line and everything is open and clear, and make sure everything looks good there. And you're going to push that thing and flush it real good and get going there. You can taste that stuff when it's going through there. Boy, you can really feel it and smell it when it's a PICC line going through your heart. You can feel that thing right away. It's going through there. You're not really supposed to do this yourself, but like I said, not only do I have the credentials, and I've been doing this for many years, no one can see right now, but there is a RN standing here watching me very, very closely. Thank you very much, ma'am. Yes, I know you're watching me harder than I'm watching myself. I'm quite sure they did search you too. Thank you. I'll get a little bit quieter. Yes, ma'am, and pay closer attention. I'll watch my words. I understand HIPAA law, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. HIPAA law. Yes, ma'am. My nurse is warning me to pay closer attention to what I'm doing and stop running up at the mouth as though I have diarrhea. I have a lot more to go here. It's about another 20, 30 minutes here in this video. And this portion right here is the Rocephin flush, what has to be over the next 3 to 5 minutes push. So without further ado, I can actually run my mouth now while I'm doing this push over the next 3 to 5 minutes. Now, I'm going to speak a little bit over what's been going on. I'm one of the auditors that has recently, over the last few years, have been targeted by the Bakersfield Police Department by being falsely arrested and accused of different miscellaneous charges and stuff to, challenge my physical health, and make me collapse in the courthouses and stuff like that, and try to keep me from fighting, being served illegal, ordinance and stuff against the First Amendment, because everyone knows that according to the First Amendment, you can record and film in any public areas. But according to the city judge here in Kern County, I have been ordered to not film even in public places, even across the street from the Kern County Superior Courthouse at 1415 Truxtun Avenue in the city of Bakersfield, California, 93301. The public easement, which is across the street where the Bank of America is, on their sidewalk across the street. The Liberty Bell is a national, it's a landmark, a historical landmark, everything, where people come together for victim of crime, and they have weddings, and church groups come and, have celebrations and everything. People take pictures all the time, and I've been ordered not to take photographs even across the street on a public easement, and I was actually threatened with arrest, even though the ordinance say that the maximum penalty is $1,500. Well, I have a recording of a Kern County Sheriff's Department sergeant threatening me under duration of arrest, not in compliance with the ordinance orders, telling me that I would be fined $1,500. He threatened me over and over and over that I would be arrested if I did not stop filming inside the courthouse, not in the courtroom, but inside the courthouse, in public areas, on the court property, across the street, or anywhere else that I would be arrested, not fined, on video over and over and over. This threat was made to me, and I was served with the paperwork on video. Even in this paperwork, it says that there must be signage posted with this information, warning the public that these ordinances are being enforced, and there's no signage or anything else. We got written with arrest, and these ordinances are being enforced based on the activities last summer of this same before mentioned group activities at this same courthouse. Now I'm suffering because of their behavior, and now I'm caught up in a long court battle under the First Amendment with this same court based on this same group that's buddy-buddy with these sheriff deputies and these courts and their actions. And now I'm sick facing their First Amendment battles, using all of my money and everything, and they're sitting back, running around, spreading rumors about me, not being sick, not having, the conditions I have, not going through medical treatment, not being transported back and forth to the hospital, not being in the hospital, not being accosted by the Kern County Sheriff's Department. Now, if you go to my ADA audits channel, you will see my audits on this courthouse, in this court building, their lobbies, their law libraries, and everything else, and you will see the reasoning for my audits, adverse to the before mentioned so-called auditors is just doing it for the attention, and then brown-nosing these same entities that they're talking about me for, and you can see the outcome and who the tyrants are and the brown-nosers. I'm just glad I'm not wearing my collar right now. This is almost done here. But it's just such a shame that I have to go through this extent to show that I am really sick, and the reason for me going to the extremities that I go to for Americans with Disabilities Act is not just for attention. That is true, that I'm going to these parking lots and I'm raising all this cane and doing all this fussing and stuff because I really suffer, and there are people out there like myself that really need this access and that are really being harmed and that are suffering from the lack of. And you have these tyrants like Kern County Transparency that have no compassion nor tolerance for the physical nor mentally challenged. It's unbelievable that another auditor or group of auditors would cause such confusion and then run and hide when it's time to stand up and advocate in a mess that you started yourself. Everyone can go and check the videos from last summer and see how they were all up in the sheriff's deputies' faces at the Juror Services building, and the sheriff's department responded, and there was a big confrontation and all that stuff. Well, that caused the sitting judge to write that ordinance. But who got smacked in the face with it? And not only did I get smacked in the face with it, my mother was there with me, and they scared my mother to death. My mother thought that her terminally ill son was going to go to jail that day, in his wheelchair, on hospice, and I had just left the courthouse a day or two before by ambulance to the emergency room with the blood pressure of 228, 14 or something like that. And for this to happen just the next day or two, unbelievable. And then the auditors that are supposed to have your back and support you and be a part of the brotherly auditing team to vanish, and then you try and contact them by email and calling them and clicking on their channel and everything else, and you find out that they've unsubscribed to you, and then you get blocked. Thank you very much, Kern County Transparency. I thank you very much for your openness, support, reliability, and camaraderie that you don't have. At first I wasn't going to say any names, but I'm a United States chaplain, and I follow my heart and what the Lord tells me to do. And right now the Lord's telling me to be open and honest and not to hold any punches. So I'm not holding any punches right now. On to the next treatment. This was just stage 1. Here comes stage 2. How you all doing? As Medea say, this ain't no joke. Here comes the real stuff now. Well, that was the real stuff. That was the most dangerous. This right here is just to help me breathe. Help me, mama. Help me, mama. Help me, mama. Help me, mama. I know I'm talking too much. Sorry. Well, I'm doing pretty good for 18 minutes and 20 seconds, though, I think. I think I'm doing pretty good there. Alright. Oh, the sterile stuff is done there. Let's get a little bit of stats here. I don't have to use that. I got this here on for that today. Get those pulse ox going and that blood pressure and heartbeat. Okay. 204 over 108. And we have a heart rate of 97. Oxygen level. See, that's what I don't ever like. Even on that 2 liters, we were only at 96. Ooh. While we're doing this, let me go ahead on and start with my infusion. A little bit of feeding time.
just came from outside. From the video. Did you know that you can adjust the mirrors with the key? I just noticed that you can adjust the mirrors with the key. And then, look, this key right here, the spare one, you can roll all the windows down with this by just sticking it in the keyboard. That's what I'm confused about. We had the weirdest BMW ever.
And that would conclude this video, the preparedness and the need for myself and Americans with Disabilities Act, and the need for my channel and the preparedness for those like me. This is just a brief introduction of my daily life at home instead of the hospital. So no, I am not a fraud or a fake. My life, my channel, my situation is for real. Get it straight. God bless and have a blessed day. Americans with Disabilities Act audits. We're out of here.